Nomination is the one that you've been hearing a lot about. That's going to come down to the wire, and it is neck and neck, choosing between the Trump-backed candidate, TV's Dr. Mehmet Oz, the so-called ultra-MAGA candidate, Kathy Barnette, and also the establishment conservative, David McCormick. The latest polls right now showing that former President Trump's pick, Dr. Oz, is up by 5 points, but we've seen that narrow, especially in the last couple of days. Number cruncher Scott Tranter joining us now. He calls the races for us at Decision Desk headquarters. Scott, good to see you. So I talk about the race tightening. This is looking pretty critical going into tomorrow, particularly for Kathy Barnette.
Yeah, no, we like to say, where's the momentum at? And if you look at Kathy Barnette, we weren't talking about her 3-4 weeks ago. And now I just saw that poll you had from Emerson. When you actually average in all the polls, she's within 2 points and she's got the momentum. If I were going to sleep tonight, I'd feel pretty good if I was, Barnette, and I'd feel pretty worried if I were Mehmet Oz. And David McCormick, he spent a lot of money. He's in the race. He's still within the margin of error, especially when you average him in. Tomorrow's race call is going to be pretty close, especially in a state where, former President Trump wants to show he has some strength after coming off of 2020.
Scott, we saw in Ohio the undecideds break late for J.D. Vance, especially rural Ohioans, weighed and swayed perhaps by President Trump's endorsement. How similar are the dynamics in Western Pennsylvania as to Eastern Ohio?
That's a great question. I think Western Pennsylvania, look, you get a lot of people in the rural areas of Ohio, and they're Pittsburgh Steelers fans, right? Like Western Pennsylvania is a lot like the rural areas of Ohio demographically and voting. So I think you could see it break late there. And that is where the key is. The interesting facet is David McCormick, the former hedge fund guy, that's where he has a lot of strength. So that's a little bit different. Obviously, that's where J.D. Vance came from, too. That's why you look at the race and you say to yourself, look, Kathy Barnette, she's got the momentum. Mehmet Oz is the Trump endorsement, but McCormick's, strong in the rurals and within the margin of error. So it is going to be there could be 4 or 5 different storylines tomorrow, and it could go pretty late into the night.
Yeah, Kelly Meyer was out in Pennsylvania trying to track down all of the candidates. Mehmet Oz, she said, ran away from reporters, but this is Dave McCormick talking about Mehmet Oz. Take a listen.
Well, certainly President Trump's very popular in Pennsylvania. His America First agenda was great for Pennsylvania, and so his endorsement matters. But the problem is Mehmet Oz isn't that popular in Pennsylvania, and he's not a conservative, he's not an America First conservative. And so that's the reason his candidacy hasn't really taken off.
And then you've got Kathy Barnette arguing that she's even more MAGA than everybody in the race. Does this splitting the hairs of America First, MAGA, ultra MAGA actually make a difference when you go out and poll it?
Not really, because voters tend to take your word for it. And here's an interesting fact about the Kathy Barnette. She became really big in the last couple of weeks because she had a very pro-life video come out about her, and a lot of people don't realize this. Pennsylvania is a heavily Catholic state. Pro-life issues are big, especially in the Republican primary. And, the former President Trump basically released a dis-endorsement, a non-endorsement of Kathy Barnette, and a pro-endorsement from Mehmet Oz, yet she's still surging. So I think, it matters. It's a checkbox. All these guys theoretically have the checkbox. Mehmet Oz is the only one with the clear-throated endorsement. But, everyone's close because I think all the voters are saying, look, I think you're all MAGA enough. Let me go on to the second and third issues that are important to us.
Scott, it's going to be a tight race tomorrow. Another one that we're watching is North Carolina's 11th district. Madison Cawthorn, of course, has been making a lot of headlines lately. He's the incumbent. He's got Trump's support. It's a crowded field of competitors. Is this his race to lose, given all of the craziness that we have seen come out on him in the last few weeks?
Yeah, no, and if you just look at the fundamentals of that race, it is his race to lose. And if you wanted Madison Cawthorn to lose his primary, you probably don't like to see 7 opponents in the field. There may be a majority of votes who don't vote for Madison Cawthorn, but they're going to be split among a bunch of candidates. And I see you got State Rep Chuck Edwards on the screen, and he got the Tom Tillis endorsement. And I think Tom Tillis is, an interesting senator and a well-liked senator in North Carolina, but I don't know that his endorsement's going to carry Chuck Edwards over the line. I think we'll see a Madison Cawthorn win, although we'll be watching closely, and it's mostly because the opposition to Madison Cawthorn split the field. They got so many other choices out there.
Right, and he needs more than 30%, right, or else we have a runoff. Yep. So that's the number we're watching.
Exactly. Although a runoff would be fun to watch, wouldn't it?
Always.
Hey, Scott, real quick. Crime is all of a sudden becoming this huge issue. Maybe not necessarily in the primary, but certainly in the general election. 80 plus, almost 90% of Americans say violent crime is a huge issue. Axios now reporting that President Biden's prepping a high-stakes police reform executive order as opposed to trying to push anything through Congress. That failed. There's a lot of pressure on the left to do something about police. There's a lot of pressure from the center to not go too far. Think of him talking about funding the police during the State of the Union. Can he win here on this with centrist Democrats and swing voters in suburbia?
Look, he can't lose by doing it because it is a top issue and he is trying to get some headlines on it. I just don't know how much he can win by it. Right? Like, I was just reading Mayor Lightfoot imposing a 10 o'clock curfew in downtown Chicago. You see what's going on in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York, even my home area of Washington, D.C. Crime is an issue everywhere. And I think you're seeing local and federal politicians addressing it. So I think it's a good thing that the president is addressing it. I don't know that it's worth 5 or 10 points in the generic ballot, which is what he's looking for if he wants to change his party's prospects in the fall. We'll wait to see. At least he's addressing a top issue for voters. So that's a development that should be watched.
Yeah, you talk about 5 or 10 points at the generic. Then you think about Virginia, you need 12 points. You think about some of the House seats out in California where you got Republicans feeling confident in Biden plus 12 districts. So very different. Hey, Scott, put a pot of coffee on tomorrow night. It'll be a late night. We'll be with you.
Indeed. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.